Hey y'all, happy Friday. So today we're going to talk about the last two types of soils that Jesus discussed in Mark chapter 4. So just to recap, in Mark 4, this is the parable of the sower. The sower sows the word. So yesterday we talked about those seed, which the word is the seed. The seeds that are sown is the word. We talked about those sown along the path, and we talked about those that were sown in stony ground. And neither one of those were able to produce. Now, the next one we're going to look at, it says, this is in verse 18, Mark 4, chapter 18. Mark chapter 4, verse 18. I'm looking right at it. I'm so sorry, y'all. And the ones sown among the thorns are those who hear the word, and then the cares and anxieties of the world, the distractions of the age, the pleasure and delight and false glamour and deceitfulness of riches, and the craving and passionate desire for other things creep in and choke and suffocate the word, and it becomes fruitless. So, the Amplified gives us these examples of thorns. It says that they are cares and anxieties of the world, distractions of the age, pleasure, delight, false glamour, and deceitfulness of riches. It doesn't say that riches is the thorn, because we have to have money to operate in this world, but putting our trust in the riches is a thorn. Anything that takes our focus and our intent off of the Father, off of the Word of God, is a thorn. And then it says craving and passionate desire for other things. So cares and anxieties of the world, worries, that pressing that we've already talked about, that affliction, that pressing, those are thorns. Anything, and we talked so much again about giving the word all of our attention in Proverbs 4, and meditating on it habitually, day and night. See, these thorns take our attention off of the word and put it on things in our natural circumstances, things that we see going on around us. They are distractions, and they come in, they creep in little by little by little by little, until that's what we're doing, and those things are on top of the word, suffocating the plant, suffocating it, and it becomes fruitless. One thing that I do want to mention about this here is that it says that they were sown among the thorns. Among. That means that the thorns were there first. The thorns were there, and the word was sown in with or among those thorns. How do thorns start out? You know, thorns start out as a seed, just like everything else. And so it's very important that when we do recognize those thorns or distractions, that we begin to get them out. A thorn can come from any voice that is not in agreement with the Word of God speaking over you. It can be, you know, let's think. Oh, so looking back at the little pecan sapling we talked about yesterday, we've had others pop out around the yard and think, how in the world did that get there? But it could have been that the wind could have blown them. Maybe when we're talking about the soul of our hearts, that looks like listening to other people's situations and other people's circumstances and what happened with somebody else, and then bringing that into our own life. Well, if that happened to them, that's going to happen to me. Not necessarily, because what the word says is my promise, not what happened to somebody else. What Jesus said, that's mine. Okay? Got that separated? It could be, you know, like birds dropping seeds. So maybe they were carrying seeds along and some just got dropped along the way. Maybe that is other people's words or thoughts concerning your situation, you know, and then we take those in as our own, other people's words over us. We need to limit our thorn intake. And then, of course, the good soil is the well-adapted soil. It is the soil that is good for harvest, good for planting. And, you know, we can make good soil. We can change and work on the soils of our heart to make it good soil. And that is what we will talk about tomorrow morning in our live. You know, we do those on Facebook in our Daily Devos group live at 9 o'clock. Join us then and let's talk about adapting our soil. I will see y'all then. Bye, y'all.